As Creed Black is the game that just keeps on giving, isn't it? As very rarely have I seen any single video game or entertainment industry entity in general inflict this much mental damage on the left. And hey, it starts out with a nice little monetary benefit for the rest of us as well, as the trailer slices a cute 15% of Ubisoft's stock value, which, you know, back in the day, in the prehistoric era when Arch was first formed from the primordial ooze of humanity, a teaser trailer for an upcoming product was intended to bolster attention for a product, to make people excited for it and more likely to purchase it, not to slice 15% off your company's value. But I'm very happy to see that cultural standard having been fully replaced with the mud bath of the current year, especially as we always knew this was going to be the case. In fact, in a since deleted interview, the Ubisoft developers made it very clear that they were always looking for a non-Japanese person to portray the game through. Of course. We all knew it was going to be Yasuke years and years ago. It's just unfortunate it came at a point where the DEI nonsense is at its sharpest decline, leading to aforementioned 15% slice. And it doesn't stop there. Oh no, this is merely the icing on top of the cake. The, gay Shota-loving cake? Presumably, as the historian, the Japanese historian, that has proven to Ubisoft that Yasuke was indeed a samurai and not merely a retainer. Well, her first book was titled Tales of Idealized Boys. Male love in medieval Japanese narratives. She is a champion of transgenerational sex. You know what? FBI, I swear, I don't know what that means, and I don't want to know what that means, because it sounds like something that could possibly land you in jail. Oh, brilliant. Well, I mean, there's definitely your authoritative sources right there. In fact, if anything, I'm a bit disappointed that you didn't make Yasuke's companion a young Japanese boy. Just to really, phone home the home point, if you get what I mean. And again, this is merely the Ubisoft nonsense. The true beauty of this comes in what it has done to the left, with The Gamer writing a headline which I was absolutely sure was fake. I had to look this up myself because I saw the screenshot and I was like, there is no way anyone would type out such a petulantly ridiculous title and hit post. But no, Mike Drucker here absolutely did it, as he's whining about game layoffs. Drucker, my boy, my friend, my dear darling, if you were to be fired tomorrow, I can assure you, I would cheer. And I think a lot of people would. Nobody is caring about video game layoffs because they're producing what people don't want. If you were actually making something that people wished to purchase, you know, in this capitalist economy of ours, you wouldn't be having video game layoffs. But as you continue to produce products that cost ever more to produce and sell ever less, layoffs are a pretty unavoidable consequence of being an idiot, frankly. And again, here's the thing. The entire point of the video games layoff is simply a wonderful example of the world turning back to normal, where they are looking at this and going, yeah, that's a 15% stock drop right there. That's the reason for the video game layoffs. But better yet. So, here's the thing, right? Progressivism as an ideology revolves near exclusively around the idea of positive racism and sexism, where it's everybody against the straight white man. But what happens, I wonder, when there is no straight white man to blame? What happens, I wonder, when you create a situation where the black protagonist is killing Japanese people by the dozens and having their children and women swoon over him? What happens then? Well, you get Reset Era having a bit of a smeltdown. Now, Reset Era was a fairly popular and large forum that is extraordinarily progressive. Its popularity has fallen off drastically, but it's still a wonderful little lolcow to point at every now and then. Let me read this out for you. Reopening the thread, it's likely most people will not be getting actioned if they were reported. We will continue looking through reports, but field discussion can continue now that people have had a chance to cool off. This is a significantly intersectional issue, but ultimately there is no lack of validity for any parties involved. It is fair for black members of the forum to both be happy that Yasuke has gotten in and to be upset that his inclusion is in an East Asian setting is being essentially sidestepped for the disappointment over a lack of East Asian male playable characters. So the blacks are happy because they get Yasuke, but they aren't happy because their representation is being played down by the Asians going, yeah, but this is our country. Surely it should be a Japanese person, right? And then, subsequently, it's okay for East Asians to celebrate the fact that while a Japanese woman is playable, a Japanese man is not in what should ostensibly be a setting where that would be the case. And frankly, if any East Asian woman were to feel some type of way about the fact that the East Asian men aren't satisfied, fair due. And then it's the women against everything. It's the beauty of the progressive stack. It's like, okay, the Japanese man is allowed to be upset that there isn't a Japanese man in the game because of representation, but the Japanese woman is then also entitled to go, bad man, bad, you shut up, you've had enough representation. Your brain on progressivism. No one is necessarily wrong to feel the way they feel here, given not just the history of this franchise and its community, but the reality of the dearth of both black and Asian representation within Western studios' catalogs. And frankly, there's little way or reason to moderate this issue without essentially giving credence to one side over the other. Intersectionality is a tough cookie to crack, and we're not going to solve it here, especially if it risks alienating any affected members. Exactly. See, this is the beauty of it. Actually, it's very easy to solve. Intersectionality is simply a long list of grievances. So all you need to do is check out how many grievances each side have, and then count them, and then give credence to the side with the largest numbers of grievances. As that is all it is. And the best part, I will say, keep the inflammatory accusation to a minimum. People care about this issue in their own ways, even if you disagree with their priorities. And if you want a bigger thought exercise, question the productivity of fighting other minorities in order to be seen by a white-led studio in a world where our oppression benefits from this infighting. We exist in a world where the left will look at this issue and go, why are all of the races fighting? I thought when Whitey was taken out of the picture, it would all be beautiful peace, and yet now we're attacking each other, and now the genders are fighting. Oh my god, what is happening? This must be Whitey's fault somehow. Out there is a white man beaming hatred into our community. Especially the white studio that benefits from your oppression. Excusez-moi. This studio, this studio is the one benefiting from your oppression. Listen, Ubisoft is bending over backwards for you, alright? They have taken a $15 stock hit for this nonsense, okay? They have dug so far down in the pile of Japanese historians to find some way to justify Yasuke as a samurai that they arrived at the Fujoshi historians, okay? They're not bending over backwards. They've high-fived themselves 5 times right now. They've shoved their own heads up their asses so far they can tongue themselves. And done this again and again. It's like an unending Ouroboros. That's how far they're twisting themselves into pretzels over this. And still they're oppressing you. Good God. I love it. Especially as, of course, again, If you want to go full intersectionality on this, just do what IGN does and declare a winner. Let's not pretend we're mad the new Assassin's Creed Samurai Shadow Samurai isn't Asian. Why? Because better representation for Asian people in video games isn't going to be found in samurais. Absolutely fantastic, absolutely lovably, yes, yes. Better representation for Japanese people cannot be found in the warrior class they are singularly famous for. The one thing they have, the one thing they have that nobody else can claim. Chinese don't have samurais, Vikings don't have samurais, the West don't have samurais, Africa don't have samurais, nobody else can claim this. But better Japanese or Asian representation cannot be found in more samurais. Oh, that is just delectable. Oh, that is beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. And hey, it's a fantastic argument for my once and future movie product, The White Zulu. Because, well, there's a lot of black Zulus, and thus obviously better black representation cannot be found in black Zulus, because there's just too damn many of them. God, Assassin's Creed, it's probably gonna flop really bad. The sales might even put Ubisoft out of business, considering what damage the trailer alone did, wiping out 15% of their company. But it will forever be remembered as one of the most effective turning points in the culture wars, because no video game has ever done more damage to the progressive cause. And how did it do it? By nurturing black on Asian hate crimes. God, I love this. For all the flaws of our current timeline, it is so worth it for shit like this. Until next time, I've been Arch. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all again soon. Have a good day.